Oh, right. Fuck. I gotta... also...
I have the wrong notes up. One sec.
Very good.
Oh, no.
No. Recap for us your other game.
Athena is displeased with your disorganization, and you lose 1 piety.
Oh, fuck!
Do it.
Wrecked.
We're fucked. It's over.
Athena
losing
is
piety.
Athena says you need a better organization system.
Womp womp.
Are you losing piety?
It's okay.
All
I don't have any piety for Hermes to take.
Obviously, I'm kidding.
All right. So we continued our
Fossil is
travel
gone
to
tonight.
No, wait. Yeah. Yep. We were
Gimdurul.
to Gimdurul. And along the way, I did some praying. And then when we actually before that, right? Is when Donal was grabbed by Tordred before we started
That was
traveling.
technically before the stream started, but yeah.
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 So yeah, Donal was grabbed by Tordred, and
true. Tordred never touched him.
That's
Tordred
true. I was grabbed by her sentinels.
And apparently had a fairly aggressive conversation, which he revealed to me in secret while we were traveling. That she was aware that we were elves and whose family he was a part of, and essentially demanded that we do what we were already intending to do, which was to go in.
Yeah.
He asked for more than that.
I mean, she asked for like one thing other than that, but it was something that I was probably already going to make him do in the first place, and it doesn't matter now. We're in the halls.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay. And then we got there, and basically, Jurgen helped us supply up. We got some spell scrolls and a breastplate made of adamantine, and other supplies. And then we met with Rangrim Fireforge, the only living dwarf to make it as far into the halls as he did and come back and retire. And he gave us some advice about being alert and what we may face there. We headed into the halls, saw the engraving of the Concordat of the 5 clans, and Ashel explained that was essentially the laws, kind of basically being the constitution of the dwarves. We went on to Durin's Bridge and were ambushed by Umber Hulks, and we managed to kill them, and I was able to harvest one of their eyes. And we then made our way upwards to
collecting your trophies.
Collecting my trophies as a sociopath that I appear to be. And then we set up camp in the dome inside a tent with the other dwarves at the front line. Vistra gave us some history as to why reclaiming the halls is so important, because it's A, lost history, and B, because it's food sources and knowledge of how to grow food that was lost during the Titan Wars, where the Titans apparently opened a rift to the other planes in the Watcher's Pool, which we're not sure whether or not is closed, but if it's not, then I'll at least take a stab on trying to figure out how to understand how to close it at least. And that is where we ended, I believe.
It was. You guys were settling down for a long rest, and I believe we're deciding on watches.
Orin would like to take a watch with Artemis.
All right.
So we'll start
Or
there.
Artie.
You guys are taking first watch. Everyone else either beds down to trance or beds down to bed as Vistra lays down her head and says, "I'll take a watch at some point. I'll leave it up to you whether at what shift, but all right." And she will lay down her head. Use her shield as a little bit of a pillow.
Listen if you need us.
This is an unusual pairing for watches, Thorin. Did you have something in mind?
Nah, just, you said you wanted to learn more about dwarven history, and, it seems like he points at Ossel. Ossel seems real tired and beat up, so I'm just gonna let her sleep, so.
Yeah, anything you're willing to share, I'm eager to learn. I certainly understand the motivations and history associated with reclaiming these halls, but I just, the number of dwarves that you must lose in this effort is staggering.
Yeah, this is my first time in, so it's a little different.
Hey, DC Lazy.
Anyways,
And
no, yes, I was.
Oh
going to
God,
tell
don't take a
you,
shot for that. You'd fucking
so,
die.
There's a legend.
That's alcohol poisoning
how
right
the
there.
first
Hey, Grandia,
dwarves
say
were
how you
actually
doing?
made, and how they're still made this day. No one really knows. Really,
No one knows where your next generation comes from?
What?
Well, you're asleep, sir. Well, the legend is that we were all men at one point. There was no women. Couldn't really tell the difference between the men and the women. Sometimes you would even just think that we just popped out of the ground. That was about it. Boom, there we are. Here we are. But yeah. Then I guess we learned that we could procreate. So the legend is we grew from the mountain like potatoes.
Insight check?
Make an insight check.
An apt reaction.
14.
Thorin?
You get that Thorin definitely believes this.
Yeah. And it's canon now. A typical the old wise the old legend among dwarves of how they first came into being is that the gods that grew them out of the mountain like potatoes.
Well,
How
I
are you? Because I
suppose-
am a potato.
Why do you think we have such big noses?
I honestly hadn't given that a lot of thought, but I will going forward.
Yeah,
Although,
some of us cooked a little longer than others.
well, I suppose that every culture has their own creation myth. The idea that if the gods were to have created the dwarves, they would need to grow them from the mountains strikes me as odd.
I mean,
But
maybe there's something about the elves growing from trees. I don't know. Because, I mean, you guys live for fucking ever, just like us, so it only makes sense that you were grown from something from nature. And humans were, there's even rumors that humans were grown from dirt, and that's why they don't live as long as us.
maybe, or maybe the gods just created us.
Hey, man, I'm not a scholar, so I just hit things, pick things up. I smash metal on metal.
Sure, no, I don't mean any disrespect. It's definitely an interesting aspect of your culture that I'm
Oh
glad
yeah.
to have learned. But I would be quite surprised if that's exactly how it happened.
It's been passed down from generation to generation, so I wouldn't be surprised if part of it's wrong.
I mean,
Sure.
it's way weirder than yours, Artanis, which is that you guys were formed out of the dew from the moonlight next to a lake under the stars.
Is that actually what we believe?
No, it's a very it's a
It's like a
very
children's story, right?
yeah. It's no, that's like a very like ridiculous version of like how the elves awoke in Tolkien's universe next to lake whatever under the
Yeah,
stars.
I think that's actually how it happened in Tolkien's universe.
No, that's how they did. They awoke next to a lake under the stars before the sun had been created.
I
They just
can believe
woke
that.
up. But yeah, that's like an
Zeus
old.
100% fucked a lake.
Yeah.
Alright,
Because
wait.
No. The patron deities of the elves are Apollo and Artemis, so Apollo fucked the lake.
No, you know it's Zeus. Zeus
I-
does whatever the fuck he wants. Zeus pretended to be Apollo fucking a
Believe.
lake.
I would say Zeus probably is more of a dwarven type.
Yeah, Zeus fucked the
way he
mountain. We
looks.
got this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that for sure. That for sure happened. But I would think
Hey,
Apollo looks more elven. So yeah,
Zeus be fucking. You cannot stop Zeus. Fucking.
Nope.
Zeus be fucking heavy.
All the creation
Zeus be
myths,
fucking-
Zeus fucked X. Just fill in blank.
How do you think Dragonborn were made? Zeus fucked a dragon.
Zeus fucked a dragon. There you go.
It's
No,
canon.
no, that one is a bard fucked a dragon. That's the only
That's right.
Zeus is
Um,
the ultimate bard.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to
No, you're.
take us off on a tangent.
These tales often indicate some moral or some value about the culture that they're created in. What do you suspect the takeaway is from this creation?
Don't eat potatoes because they might be dwarves.
You hear Vistra say, kind of whisper as she's lying there, "We're meant to be a subterranean people." Never doesn't even like open her eyes.
Yep. See,
I-
yeah. We weren't really meant to be above ground, so.
Well, you do seem better suited than any other culture that I've met for subterranean living.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of looks both ways and looks around and kind of leans in close to you. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was terrified right now.
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't feel the same way. This is quite an alarming situation.
But you're an elf. Like, you're supposed to be terrified of this place. This is supposed to be my home. I'm supposed to feel at home, and I do not feel at home.
I don't know that anybody feels at home at this particular time, at this particular location. This was your home and hopefully will be your home again one day, but currently it's overrun with any number of things that would dispute the idea that this is your home.
Bjorn,
What?
Bjorn, is that you?
Who's there?
Dong dong. There's like a little somebody's like touching on the dome.
I stick my head out the.
You don't even have to. You can see out of it. You turn and
Oh.
look. You see a male dwarf with a helm on his head that kind of comes down around, like framing his face to over his cheekbones. Icy blue eyes with like a jet black hair that's kind of like shaved under here, but it's got the long, like mutton chop beard that goes up into the up on that disappears under the helmet. You recognize this individual. This is a cousin of yours. This is your cousin Nordak Frostbeard. Um, uh, you he's quite a bit older than you and your sister, but he was the son of your mother's sister. And was practically raised by Torga. You guys grew up together before he went off to join the Victorious Dead.
Well, if he's like a really close, if he's like that close, I will like go out and just give him a big bear hug.
Ah, I thought I recognized your voice.
How long have you been here?
Since left. He left like he's quite a bit older than you. He left like 20 years ago to join the Victorious Dead. It was a volunteer.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I mean, at this position, like they put you at different positions in here.
Oh,
right?
how long have I? How long have I been at the front?
Yeah.
Like 3 months at this point. I've been lucky so far. And he knocks his helmet.
Yeah. You need to be. Don't get yourself killed. all right?
Grandpa's, saved me a couple times. And he like knocks the helmet.
Don't get yourself killed. All right. Asa will be real pissed if you fucking die. All right. She's sleeping. By the
No,
way.
get myself. I'm down here 20 years. You've never even been here before. You tell me how to survive down here. I tell you. As a matter of fact, me and the boys, we are going up to Chamber of Mazurbul. They've been reporting heavy activity, so we go to reinforce. Got to make sure the path is nice and cleared for you and your puny friends.
Well, those puny friends are very strong. So it's just don't underestimate them.
Oh, I know, underestimate. I just, you celebrity types. We have to make sure we roll out red carpet.
Oh fuck! I'm a celebrity now, aren't I?
Did they bring you your meal how you like it before you lay down for bed? The chef, he's real good. I know who he is.
You're funny. Well, I have been spending quite a bit of time with the senators, and trust me, that's not by choice.
Yeah, sure. I know you like to rub elbows with those fancy types. Probably can't
Look
even
at
lift
him.
keg Probably can't even lift keg over head anymore. Maybe we go arm wrestle, huh? Never could beat me.
He just looks at him. Right here, right now. Let's go.
He puts his hand up.
He grabs his hand.
Make a strength check.
I would like to rage. No, kidding. Well, we're going into a long rest,
You
so
can
yeah, I'd
rage.
like to rage. Yeah,
He has a
we're going
plus
into a
4
long
strength.
rest.
So here we go. 17. He got a
What?
17.
Oh,
You got to beat a 17.
Asthmatic Marauder.
And
Hello.
Some raging.
Welcome. Thank you very much for the raid. How was your stream? Welcome to Aegion. Hello, raiders.
It's just a straight strength check. It's not like athletics.
Strength,
We're going
yep.
down for a
Not
long
athletic
rest, and our
strength.
fucking
Straight strength.
dwarven barbarian is already fighting with his friend. Actually, no, it's
Tied
not
him.
even going down for a rest. Like,
You
literally,
tied
it's
him?
during a watch.
Roll
Yeah,
again.
17.
Roll again.
I hope you had a wonderful stream. Welcome, raiders.
18 this time.
No. Well, I
It was
rolled
fun?
a natural
What are you
19
doing?
that time.
I,
All right.
23.
We're 23. All right.
Hopefully this
So
works.
you guys kind of just like slap
Thank you very
like
much.
Predator, like Carl Weathers and Arnold
Right.
Schwarzenegger,
Right.
like lock hands with the biceps flexing as you just kind of and you're witnessing this whole thing, Artanis, inside the dome,
Get that
as they kind of go back and forth for like a solid 30, 45 seconds, just like
Apologies, Rears. Let me.
he gives an inch, he gets it back,
just really
he
quickly
gives
so I don't
6
mess
inches,
up
they
that.
give it
What's going on?
back until they're both like sweating at this point until eventually Thorin kind of like gets him over the top, breaks the wrist, and he says, "Yeah, oh, I guess you all grown up now."
Yes. Hercules smiles on me every now and then.
Yeah, that must be the only way you could beat me.
Yes, this is a homebrew Greco-Roman
Anyway,
campaign world.
we're leaving. Be marching all night to get to chamber. So, see you when you get there. Get your beauty rest.
All right. Hey. Don't die. I want
I'm
to see you at the end of
invincible.
this.
Hey, I'm invincible.
Marchpad,
You
thank you
better
so
be
much
the
for the follow.
second
Welcome.
one to retire from glory.
Glad to have ya.
The Victorious Dead.
Victorious
Right?
Dead. Yep.
Yep.
If you would prefer to know
Santa Corrado, thank you very much for the follow.
the dwarven
Are you doing D&D tonight too?
Eth Victorious Verol is the how you say the dwarven.
Ecto.
Eth Victorious Verol.
Got it. Probably not gonna say that.
No worries. But he gives you a nice slap on the shoulder as his armor clanks as he hefts up his spear and his tower shield and heads off to catch up with his regiment.
Motherfucker better die. And I
As
walk
you
back into the dome.
walk back into the dome, as Artanis is just kind of sitting there. What are you doing during this, Artanis? When he comes back in, are you like just looking at him, or are you doing that thing where you're like looking off, trying to act like you weren't listening?
No, I'm totally looking because I know that at least his friend can't see me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I've got my head kind of cocked quizzically, like trying to understand what that whole ritual was about.
What? You don't? Why are you looking at me like that?
Just curious as to did you win that interaction? Is that what that was about?
Yeah. Yeah, I won.
Well, congratulations. Does that increase your standing amongst your peers, or?
Yes and no. Do you have drinking games where you're from?
Sure.
So, imagine you're in a heated drinking game with a rival or somebody who, always one ups you, and you beat them in front of their peers and your peers. Feels good, right?
Yeah. Congratulations.
That's
Is that what happened here?
That's what happened.
Well done.
Beat your older brother in 1-on-1 for the first time.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He was that older cousin that, went off to adulthood first by like a decade.
But yeah, dwarves are more barbaric.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose that's one way to phrase it, but each culture has its own idioms, I suppose. So he's marching ahead of us? Is that what's happening?
That's what it seems like. It seems like they're going ahead and clearing a path for us, because apparently we're prima donnas now.
Well, I can't
Ossel's
say
not
I
gonna like
complain about that.
Yeah, Ossel's not gonna like hearing that, so it's a good thing she's asleep.
She doesn't want the assistance.
She feels like she's got something to prove all the time. So, you know. I don't know
Well,
why. She's probably one of the best freaking navigators and sailors that we have. So,
my experience would suggest that you're correct. I suppose I'll let you break the news to her then.
oh, I'm not going to. That's just an idiotic thing to do. You don't do that.
I mean, she's going to find out, so is it more idiotic for her to find out that you kept it from her, or to tell her?
We're just going to imagine that this never happened.
This is your party.
Hmm.
Your watch goes on as you listen to the sounds of, you know, dwarven patrols going back and forth throughout the evening, kind of just patrolling the front. As your watch passes uneventfully. Who's taking the second watch?
Well,
Oh.
before that, like during probably, I'd like to use a few hours of my watch time to
Oh,
scribe
sure.
the erupting earth spell
Okay,
into my
for sure.
spellbook.
Sure. Spend the gold and ink and stuff, and it is in your spell book.
Cool. And then just FYI, over the next few long rests, I'm going to be switching out a couple of cantrips. This
Okay.
time I'm going to change Ray of Frost to Firebolt.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Alrighty. Um, who's taking second watch?
I'll take a second one.
Vistra will wake up for second watch as well. She'll take second watch with you, Mel.
Okay.
She just kind of sits there. Every once in a while, she gets up and like kind of picks up her shield and just walks outside the dome, and like, does like a little loop and then comes back.
Hmm.
Is there anything specific you'd like to do during your watch?
Hmm. I'd be like seeing the kind of patrol that she does. Like, I've been in war zones before, but nothing like this.
Are you talking to her or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know which her you were. Well, you're talking to.
I mean, it just opens, technically.
Krios or.
Just saying it out loud. Because seemed to be like a fellow soldier type, so.
Oh, Vistra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you were talking to Master Krios or Vistra, but I guess it's kind of open-ended to anyone. Vistra says, what, just the subterranean nature of it, or?
Subterranean, yeah, but the monsters mostly. Seems like you're fighting an army that's not exactly an army.
Well, you think that at first. A lot of these behemoths that they throw at us can
not paying attention can appear to be animalistic or mindless, but the longer you spend down here, the more you figure out that their ways are just alien. And what we may see as ferociousness or animalistic tendencies, others could view as cold and calculating. And I mean, if it wasn't coordinated, do you really think that they could resist us this well?
That's a fair point. Distant in the forests between Auerwalm and Bazercool. There are forces involved in Monsterkin, but I suppose I didn't quite see it. Well, they didn't seem as dark. Or at least they seemed more... They seemed more like a force when you first saw them, even if they were monstrous. Things down here are almost horrifying.
I forget that people aren't used to it. I've been down here quite a while. And you get the sense that in a, like, in dwarven years, she's what would be considered, like, middle-aged. In, like, human years, she would be in her, like, early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
If she were human. So, you know, a decent amount into her second century. But she says, the deep places of the world are very strange biomes, and they produce creatures that one would think might not even are from this plane of existence. I don't know how familiar you are with the sea, but some of the things that wash up from the deep, dark depths, one might assume aren't from this plane of existence either.
That's a fair point. I've seen at least some of the things that come out of it. I guess technically this is the deep, dark under part of the land, so it makes sense.
But
No offense.
I understand your meaning as well, to sympathize as well. I imagine you'll find that this front is not different from most other fronts. What a sentient species can do to another sentient species, I'm sure you'll agree, can sometimes fall into the category of monstrous.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Which types of creatures here would you say are more the sergeant, captain types? More the heads of the operations?
They're easy to spot. They tend not to be at the front lines. The big hulking beasts, they're shock troops. They like to throw them towards the front. The ones that can wield powers and magics and mess with your head, they tend to try and stay towards the back and direct from there.
Oh, guess not so different after all then. That's good.
Yeah. To be honest, we don't tend to deal with them super often. It's almost like they have an endless supply of forces. And if what we have been talking about with this Codex Mortis is true, it would appear that their army is just always doubled in size. Because every time we slay one of their monsters, they're able to throw it back into the fight at least one more time.
Sounds like even more of a reason to go for the head.
Indeed.
Luckily, that's kind of what I'm used to.
Our quest depends upon secrecy, I think you'll agree.
Of course. Luckily, I'm not the talkative type.
No, but then she kind of looks at Thorin and Ossel and Travik and is they have their the dwarves can have many different accents, Donald. She said, as you guys are kind of finishing up your watch, she says, little hint, it's not sky up there, so when you're scanning your environment, make sure you're doing the vertical as well.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah. As you saw earlier at the bridge, they like to ambush that way. Most of the things down here are able to climb the walls and ceilings the same as you and I can walk across the floor.
All right, eyes all around.
Krios just kind of coldly is quiet and just kind of coldly in the middle of the watch at a certain point. Maybe just kind of says, I don't like it down here.
Pretty sure nobody likes it down here.
Doesn't say anything else, just that.
She is the Troy of this group now.
She doesn't. The watch goes uneventfully. Who would like to take third watch?
I can.
All right, Donald, you're taking third watch. Looks like you're taking it on your own, which is fine.
I guess so.
Is there anything? Because Ossel's not here, so is there anything you'd like to be doing during the watch? Your watch?
So I have this theory. I wanted to try and kind of, as much as is safe, meditate with the staff of the shepherd and kind of probe to see if there's anything else to it beyond just what we've seen already.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Nope.
Rip.
You're still trying to learn how to understand your magic.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is complicated stuff. Yeah, this is
Okay.
complicated. Most of your magic, you get your magic from a very specific source, as you and I both know. So, it's this is kind of above your head. Maybe you could talk to Artemis about it. He knows this stuff.
Maybe.
When you get a moment,
Yeah, of course.
Anything else?
Nope. Other than that, Just watching.
All right. Looking around, you find yourself falling into, like, as alien as this environment is for you, it's also familiar at the same time. It's the front of a war. A lot of the smells and sounds and motions around you, movement around you is familiar. Different to be sure, but at the same time familiar.
Hmm. Almost like. Nope, not worth thinking about that right now. And Donald will just shudder a little bit as he realizes this and go back to keeping watch.
All right. All of you awake in the morning? You're not 100% sure. It's been a while since you've seen the sky. And that's how most of you are used to keeping track of time. But you wake from your rests, refreshed, having gained the benefits of a long rest. You can prepare your
Ooh.
spells, renew abilities and hit points, and all of that good shit. All of that sweet shit.
Oh yeah, more D&D goodness. How you doing, Vice?
Check and make sure disguises are up before I drop the dome.
Yep. And Donald, the dwarves are a vast and diverse people. Of course, they can have different accents.
Of course. It was just the first time we'd met a Russian dwarf, I'm pretty sure.
It is, but alrighty. You wake in the morning, have some rations, as you're kind of on MREs from here on out. You have some rations. There's a little bit of hot stew. If you deign to venture over with some of the other soldiers and take from the pot, it's like a mushroom. It's like a mushroom stew. Um, it smells good and it's hot. As Vistra is kind of rolling up her bedroll and is just kind of saying, so we'll be marching north through the rear tunnels. It's several miles. It will take us pretty much all day. By the end of the day, we should be arriving at the Chamber of Muzzerbull.
What are the chances we're gonna run into some shit?
There's always a possibility. This is, like I said, the front. So, as you saw at the bridge, sometimes things slip past our lines.
How many miles do you think we're going to be covering today?
30 miles, give or take.
Cool. Then we should get hopping.
The Chamber of Mazarbul is basically going to be our last stop before our last stop before we go into
Behind the line.
behind the line. That's the word I'm looking
Behind
for.
enemy lines.
Yes, those are the phrases I'm looking for. Thank you. Right?
Pretty much, yeah. That is the front of the front.
Alrighty. Well, best we get walking then.
Yes. Hopefully, we're able to make good pacing because, we really shouldn't stop and rest until we get there, even no matter what it takes. I wouldn't recommend stopping and resting. I mean, we can make it there in a day's march, but just we can't dilly-dally or delay.
I've got some things that can help us speed the way. But for starters, I think it would freak everybody out if I did the fastest one here. But for starters, I will go around and tap everybody with a long strider.
E.
Hey.
So at
Fucking
least for the
go.
first hour. So at least for the first hour, everyone is increased speed. Everyone gets a long strider.
Everyone gets a long strider.
Just like
Oh,
the
if you
Oprah
upcast it,
Winfrey
does it
show.
do more people or something?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So
I couldn't remember if
that's-
it extended. I couldn't remember if it extended the duration from, or if it increased the amount of people you can.
no,
cast it on.
upcasting it
So
does.
how many? So how what spell slots are you using?
That's going to be 2 second and 2 first
Okay, cool.
for the 6 of us total, right?
Are you including Thorin's retainer?
Oh, fucking god damn it. Ruins everything. All right, he gets one
Hey,
too.
man. Hey,
We
man,
can't
he
really
Hey.
leave him
he
behind.
gives us a
He's
free,
a
he gives
he's
us
a
free
travel
crit.
he's a traveling auto crit. Okay, you're welcome.
Hey, I'm going to get an auto crit from him. Why should I care?
He's a
Goddamn.
traveling auto crit. I can take him away. No.
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 I'll just take
all right.
Beard away.
Fuck you. Flint's doing good work.
Again.
I'm so proud of him.
Again. No. Anyway, sorry. Is there anything you guys would like to do before leaving? Last minute, as you guys are cleaning up camp.
Yeah, I'll cast Long Strider like as we're leaving, not when we're still
Yeah.
cleaning up.
I'll
Okay,
just
cool.
Yes.
I'll just give a note to Ossel to make sure that Ravina has eyes on the sky at all times.
Sure. She says, right. All right. You guys begin to travel along the front of the main hall, the front hall here. As you get to the entrance to the rear tunnels. Not only do these tunnels are they narrow, they're only they're only like 10 to 15 feet wide. But they also have sections of declining stairs to them as you're getting deeper into the earth. But you begin to march. You begin your march in the pitch black, unless anyone is producing light.
Nope.
All right. You begin to march in the pitch black, moving quickly or stealthily. It is your choice.
I'm gonna try to keep stealthy.
I mean, I think at this point it's more worth. We're still behind the lines. It's worth it for us to just be speedy about it.
Okay.
Well, that's just me.
So it'll
Cool either
take
way.
it's a full day's march at what pace to get to the next stopping
At a
point?
normal pace. At a normal pace, it's a full day's march. If you want to move stealthily, you have to move at half speed because none of you are thief rogues.
Okay, so I think we have to move at least at a normal pace, or we have to plan to camp in the middle of the path and take twice as long.
Which, to remind you, Vistra recommended against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's up to you guys. You're in charge here. She is your guide.
At a normal, medium pace.
All right. You guys get to on the march at a persistent pace, making your way through. All of you, as you begin to go down the more narrow corridors, they're smooth and worked, obviously. But obviously eons old. And the craftsmanship is so fine that they still hold up the way they do. And not just
Yeah, no
how finely
taking
it is
shots,
crafted, but
Dizzy
each
Lizzy. We need
piece
you
of stone
alive.
has like each square foot has beauty to it. There's mosaics in every wall and reliefs carved into every wall of historical events, um, uh, 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 dwarven myths and heroic tales. Um, some of them are marred from combat and lost to the Aeon, but as you travel through here, the air is still. Um, there's a smell on the air of dampness, and there's a little bit of claustrophobic.
What?
feeling
Daniel,
for a
thank you
lot
so
of
much.
in here as well.
Holy shit! 1
as you
year!
continue to
Well,
travel.
this is an unexpected
Is there any
button.
Thank you so much.
conversations you guys want to have as you're going? Because
How
you're not
you
really
do?
trying to be quiet. Walk-in talks as you make your way through the halls. Like an Aaron Sorkin special over here. Walk-in talks.
Oh god.
I don't know who that is.
That's
It's an
all right.
American
Never
thing.
mind. That's never mind.
Welp.
I guess Thorin will
Very
kind
specific
of.
joke for some of you out there on the internet.
I guess Thorin will just kind of he'll quietly do it. Like he won't be he doesn't want to make too much noise, but he'll just start he'll kind of just start singing Dwarven some like songs that kind of just
Marching song.
yeah, marching song, calm himself down.
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of start humming to yourself a little bit, but that humming that's like just really like you're kind of making words, but it's more of a hum. But the words are in your head, you know. Yeah.
Yeah,
As you go along.
I'm not really talking. I'm just on the lookout for any danger.
Yeah, Mel's doing a soldier thing. Looking.
Travik, tries to help lighten the mood by not using his drumsticks, but just a light little hand percussion to help keep a march pace on his drum.
Does Travik know that
Doesn't really
Artemis and I are elves?
Nope.
Cool. Well, that should be fun. Whenever we get to that.
I I'll probably standing next to him, and I'll say, hey Travik,
Yeah,
what
boss.
are your thoughts on the what are your thoughts on the I kind of look in the direction of Artemis and Dommel, and I kind of like give a sorry look. What is your opinion on the elves? I know that there's a lot of tension between our
So,
cultures.
Wait,
did
on
you
the
just
what?
tell him? Did you just tell him
No.
that we're elves?
No.
No. I looked at you
just
guys.
You just said, what is your opinion on the elves?
Yeah, I said, what is your opinion on the elves as a culture?
Oh,
Yes.
wow!
our
You're like, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, as from the camera's eye, we're looking at Thorin as he's looking at you guys, but okay, I see. Sorry, Thorin, I'm picking up what you're saying now. He says
he wants to be able to see, because he would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Now that Artemis or Dommel mentioned that, yeah, Thorn would have definitely wanted to talk.
He just
to her
yeah. He says, I mean, what's there to tell? Filthy, hollow-boned knife ears. Didn't want to. They're a bunch of weaklings that only care about themselves and sit on their little island. The usual.
Well,
We haven't messed with them for a while now, so maybe they've. I don't know. I don't really think about them that often, boss.
so it's just us, right? Like, there's no other person. Like the other dwarf knows they are elves, correct?
Vistra knows, yeah.
Okay.
What is she doing this? God.
So I kind of look at him and I say, so
I'm gonna give Thorn a
so
look.
I'm boss, right? Like I'm your boss, right?
You are the Jarl commander, and I am sworn to your service, my liege.
Oh, my kingdom for a silent spell.
Yeah, I'm just giving Thorn a look
Perfect.
with
I
like
like
glowing orange eyes in the darkness.
So I'm gonna say this plainly so that
Okay.
you understand it.
Gotcha.
The island I am making will have none of that. And if you don't like
none
that,
of what?
I'm trying to make amends with cultures that have never been friends. And if you don't like that, you can go back up that elevator.
I'm really confused.
What I'm trying to say is the island that I'm making with this group everyone will be equal.
Yeah, sure. I don't. Whatever you say.
All right, glad that that's made clear.
You're the boss. Really?
Maybe I haven't heard people swearing at elves enough.
I showed him what you mentioned about hollowbone knife ear weaklings.
Are you an elf? You have to tell me if you're an elf.
It's like a law or something.
Yeah.
And you were allowed to blame me for anything you saw me doing before I knew you were an elf.
But he's like, no, I mean, like I said, I don't really think about them. Like, we haven't really interacted with them for hundreds of years, so.
Well, there may be a time in the future, far future, that you may have to. So, whatever.
Well, I'll start trying to wrap my head around that. I'll start kind of getting my chips in order to start thinking about maybe knowing that that's a place where we might end up. But like I said, what you say goes, and I'm here to serve you. And I just want to sing your legend.
Well, let the mark be known that Thorin does not like racism.
He writes it. He writes.
I pat Thorin on the back and keep walking.
As you guys continue on down the halls, you come to a stair that appears to go down. As you're going, Ossel kind of bends down and picks something up off the ground and kind of smells it a little bit.
What did I tell you about smelling Ravina's poop?
It's not Ravina's. What? Ravina doesn't poop.
I've seen you. There's no shame. Just you gotta stop doing it.
She just gives you a look like shut up, and she kind of
John is on fire today.
God
brings
damn.
something up and kind of just kind of brings up something to her mouth and kind of licks it a little bit, and she's like, "Ugh, orc blood."
Huh.
Orcs.
Keep on
Oh,
alert
boy.
after that.
She says, "Not like you would be used to down south. They're more darker, sinister, animalistic version. Probably come through this portal, corrupted.
So orc unfiltered. Got it.
Well, like they're the
Orc
they're
dark. Dork.
well, no, they're just they're slaves. They're that, but not like that. Like they like there's no like if when you look into their eyes, they're just like it's blank. There's nothing. They
Oh,
are
they're husks.
not. Well, I mean, they're aggressive and violent and more animalistic, but you know they like you'll see.
May as well be undead.
I hope not. But
Well, we're probably gonna
those
see them
those
eventually.
two.
So
You guys travel for another couple hours before you guys get to start feeling like it's where you might otherwise have a midday meal. Do you guys stop or do you push through?
Eat while we walk.
Yeah.
As you guys continue on, you're past the halfway mark for sure. As you're continuing down the halls, which come to stairs, which come to more halls, making your way through, again in total darkness. Everything's in shades of gray, but you're making good time. Um, uh, Vistra kind of sidles up next to you, Artanis, and says, is like, "Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You seem... You're not what I expected.
What did you expect?
You're awfully curious.
Well, there's a lot to learn about the world, and I think there's some truth in what your people believe about the elves, and that we don't often venture outside of Telrune, and I want to learn more.
That's what I meant. You're very outgoing towards the outside world, which I'm sure you'll agree is an anomaly for your people.
Historically, that's true, but I hope over time to change that a bit. I think based on what your people have been fighting down here for centuries and what I've learned in my time traveling and founding this island is that we're all a lot better off if we have more friends than enemies.
I certainly can't disagree with that. Down here, we need all the help we can get. I wasn't completely honest earlier. One of the other reasons that we fight down here is we have to. These things, they push against our line. You understand?
What's the objective?
They're trying to get out. There's only one way out. That's through Gim to rule.
So you,
There's a bigger reason why we're down here. Is to make sure these things don't see sky.
there's no way to feel them off? You're very clever stoneworkers.
Unfortunately, so are they.
Well, why don't you share that knowledge with the outside world and ask for support in holding, at least in holding these things back? Certainly, that everybody's got an interest in that.
She looks at you. Make an insight check.
12.
12. She looks at you with this face that's like, is that a serious question? And just says, I thought you were a learned man, but we've come to the outside world for help before. This is the first time the Empire has ever shown an interest in assisting us in our fight. If I remember my history lessons correctly, shortly after the Titan War, we came to the elves asking for help.
For what it's worth,
The humans in the south have their own conflicts. They care nothing about what goes on beyond their borders.
I see. Well, for what it's worth, I've obviously seen very little of what you've seen, but I can certainly respect why you're doing what you do down here. And for my part, I'll do my best to be of aid. As for what happened in the histories, I know that different sides have different versions of what happened, and I'm not sure whether the truth still exists, and even then, it may have been a matter of perspective on either side. For my part, in a perfect world, our alliance never would have ended, and I would hope someday to help strike up that friendship again.
I don't really know how you can do that.
I don't either. But
I don't really know how you can do that when thinking civilian ships is a hard thing to move beyond.
I certainly agree. I don't claim to have a clear plan to how that goal will be achieved, but I'm a relatively young elf, and I fully intend to spend my life working on that goal, if I can.
I don't want to dissuade you. I'm a results-oriented person, and quite frankly, want to get my brothers and sisters help down here, whether that comes from you or the Empire. I have to admit to you, I don't care which one it comes from, as long as my compatriots down here get the help they need.
I understand. And all I can say is, again, that I understand, but also that our interactions with the Empire so far have suggested that help from the Empire comes with a very heavy cost. And even if you do end up striking an alliance with the Empire, my best advice would be to be careful.
I like to believe that the Senate has our best interests in mind.
I like to believe that our leaders do as well, but they're comprised of people and people with experiences and histories and prejudices, and we're
Speaking of
all.
which, speaking of which, um, if you do intend to reveal your identities to Thorn's little pet over there, I'd recommend Donnie still continue to keep his surname to himself.
I understand.
Oh, she knows, does she? Very good.
Apparently, this is a poorly kept secret.
Well, the white hair is kind of a giveaway if you know what you're looking for.
Sure.
He doesn't seem all too bright, so I don't think I think if you're not overt about it, we should be okay. But
I think if that, I appreciate the advice. I think if we're going to reveal that secret, it will be probably well into this journey and past prying years.
that would be the courage you would have to reveal that little secret. I don't know if I have it, knowing what the head of that house did.
Do I? I mean, is she specifically just referring to, a high volume of military victories, or what I know of, like, is that indicating like some particular war
Make an
crime that he's
insight.
committed?
Make an insight check.
18.
18. What you're reading is that she's making reference to a specific event that she assumes that you'd know about because you're learned.
So is it something that I would know about, or is this something I can read that she's assuming that I know about, but I don't actually know?
Yeah, you don't actually know what she's referring to exactly. At first you're like, well, we've had lots of military conflicts. Who knows what she's referring to and from what perspective? But she seems to be referring to a specific thing that you're getting the sense that she thinks that you just like there's no reason you shouldn't know, but you're not. I mean, that's what I'll say.
Okay. I'll say I think you've gotten a certain read on me and my views on the world, I'd be curious as to what your histories say of what happened by the head of that house.
She looks at you kind of like, well, I mean, there's I mean, our people refer to it as the Massacre at the Moldy Grove, but obviously,
Of
I'm sure you don't call it that.
course. Sorry, I don't mean to pry. I don't want to dredge up painful memories, but as you understand, I just am trying to understand different perspectives.
I just rolled an insight check, and she's like, you really don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
I am. Oh, what the hell? I'm aware that he's won some military victories on our behalf, but I sense that there's something that happened that you're aware of that I'm not.
She kind of is attempting to make sure that that the conversation is between the two of you. Donald, what's your passive perception?
18.
18. You're gonna hear this.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
He's kind of doing his best to pretend that he's not, but he is
Yeah.
listening.
Yep. He says, it's no secret that the head of that house won many naval victories against us. But you brought up earlier about why we don't settle new lands further to the south. Well, the times that we've tried, or the time that we before the Empire finished conquering all the way north to the Moldy Grove through the Refelled Timberlands, we, at the beginning of a raiding season, were sending out settlers to try and settle the Moldy Grove. They were to be escorted by the raiders on their way out that year. They were met with ships from the Arrows fleet, and not one ship sailed away from that encounter.
Were there could it have been interpreted that your settlers were instead warriors threatening?
They didn't have weapons, so I don't know. I wasn't there. It was hundreds of years ago, so.
Of course. Well, I understand why that. I don't necessarily have the silver tongue for this, but for what it's worth, based on what you've told me, that sounds despicable.
Well, anyway, for right now, we need to concentrate on, and she kind of gestures to everything. Don't forget to keep your eyes on the ceiling. They like to fall from there.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing.
Anyway, just make sure he keeps it to himself.
Of course.
Hey,
And she
Bill.
will shift position. Just one sec.
Yeah, no worries.
She will shift position. Yeah, she kind of like leaves you behind in the group a little bit as you guys are in this sort of like staggered, Saving Private Ryan march through going through stopping at corners, like peeking around, keeping a good pace but still being cautious. Go ahead. Yes, Donald.
Is this something I would be familiar with? This
Not
massacre
even
at
in the
Moldy
slightest.
Grove? Okay.
Not even in the slightest.
Cool, cool, cool.
Making a note to talk to Donal about that at some point.
For another several hours. Is there any other discussions or conversations you would like to have during this long march?
99 flagons of ale on the wall. 99 flagons of ale.
It's you guys. A lot of you, your legs are starting to get tired. Your quads and your thighs are starting to get that little like burning sensation. You've been walking for all day, but is there no? Okay. You guys have proceeded all the way to the top up here. Or the top, I should say, the bottom, really. You're at this left-hand turn. And I would like everyone to make Constitution saving throws. Artemis, I'm just going to stick with the last request. Any rolls that have to be made by Ossel, I'll have you make.
Sure.
I'm going to double check to make sure that her character sheet is accessible to you. It is.
Mine's 12, and hers is. Oof.
Oof, ma boof.
Howie.
25.
Is this against a poison effect by any chance?
It is not.
Okay.
Artanis with a 12. From this long day's march, legs burning, Artanis and Ossel, each of you have a point of exhaustion. As you're coming around the corner, you've been keeping a brisk pace all day. Elevation changes, stairs. It has been rough, but Vistra says it's not much further now. Just down the end. Once we get to the end of this passage, we should be coming to the chamber.
Do I hear anything?
Another couple hours.
Oh. What? Yeah, I actually had a question about like sound reverberating off the walls.
Yeah.
We are in like a cave, so it's like would we
Well,
hear
it's
an
worked
echo at all?
stone. It's worked stone. It's not natural caves. So with all the reliefs and stuff that are carved into the walls, it does not just serve an artistic purpose. It serves as to create all these little gaps and stuff for the sound to get caught in. And it's not just flat surfaces, so it doesn't echo as much. But you still have to be careful. If you started like yelling or something, it would definitely echo and carry. But if you keep your
okay,
if you keep your tone to
really what I'm listening for is sounds of battle.
Oh, okay. At the moment, you don't hear anything like that. Make a perception check for me.
9.
9. Yeah, and as you continue, you don't really notice any, you don't hear any sounds like that. As a matter of fact, it's eerily quiet, as it has been for most of the walk, except for the whispers of your compatriots as they have their little private conversations as you walk, as you know as you guys usually do.
Hey, it's quiet. Too quiet. I don't like this.
Vistra says, I mean, I feel like it's been mostly this quiet the whole time.
Yeah, but we're coming up on the chamber, right?
I mean, we still have like a couple hours before we get there.
Glancing up
I mean,
to the sides.
wouldn't we? I mean, we're like coming right up on the edge of the front here. Wouldn't we hear something like some men fighting at least?
Maybe shortly, yeah. I don't know about fighting. Like, it's not. We're not. I mean, I know you haven't really been
True.
down here before, but it's not really like
Dwarf orcs.
constant
Oh god.
fighting. There's, there's a bit of a no man's land between the two fronts. There's huge moments of explosive battle, and then there's lots of waiting usually. Then we start. I mean, it's not completely unusual, is the short answer.
Bill trying to instill a false sense of hope.
Why? Whatever do you mean?
This is fine. Everything is fine.
We're fine. Everything's fine down
How are you?
here. It never gets old.
As you guys continue, I suppose continue marching on. Everybody make perception checks for me at this point.
Damn it.
15.
15.
Ooh.
I don't see shit ever. Just like that Critical Role song. I don't see what's over there.
That's not what I want. There we go. Vistra. Ooh, Vistra doesn't notice. Oh. All right. Mel. As you guys are coming up, at the edge, you have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Yes. At the edge of your dark vision, you begin to see shapes and figures on the ground.
Something's up ahead. On the ground.
Is it moving?
It is not.
Mm-mm.
It's just at the edge of your dark vision.
I like to try to see if I can stealth up a little bit closer to get a better view.
Make a stealth check.
I'm gonna cast False Life on myself at level 2.
Okay. 28.
28.
Natural 19.
You sneak up a bit closer. You kind of get up on the balls of your feet, making sure to be conscious about where you step, not to step on any crunching pebbles or anything like that. As you get closer, you can see that there are indeed bodies kind of strewn across the ground. Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. $17.
17. As you're getting closer to get a closer look, you notice that there are multiple, which you now recognize as corpses on the ground here. Both dwarven and there is these horribly mutated. I mean, you've seen orcs before, right? Like
Mhm.
they're all over. They were all over Alruam. There was a bunch of them that defected from Ultak. Um, these certainly look more animal, like more feral, right?
Mhm.
Like maybe not even the same. Like maybe their peoples have been apart for so long they're not even the same species anymore. But there's certainly like you can see where they might share a same ancestor. But this Icarish black blood of theirs, which is sprayed across some of the stone, you see several of them, and the closer you get, you see more and more as they kind of strew the hallway. Um, uh, both these goblinoid orcs, and dwarves just kind of laying on top of each other dead. The closer you get, the more is revealed, and they kind of litter the hallway. Um, you still have a ways down to the chamber, but from what Vistra said, but it's she also said it's not much further now.
Okay.
Do
Like,
these seem fresh?
you're not up there, so
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know what I can see from dark vision, but like touched one, it seemed cold. Is it?
make a medicine check.
$19.
You would measure their time of death in hours.
Okay.
Certainly not days.
Hmm. Gonna try to get a bit further down and see if I see any movement out of like the edge of the vision. But if I don't, I'll start heading back.
Make another perception check for me.
12.
12. You kind of stand still for a little bit, kind of concentrate on your hearing in the darkness for a little bit, trying to extend your sensory perception. Outside of the natural noises of the cave, you're not picking up anything, or not the cave, the tunnel.
Okay. Then I'll make my way back to the group. That's a lot of bodies. Probably within recent hours. Dwarves, I would say orcs, but these are way different.
Different how?
They're a little shorter on average from what you can tell, Mel, but
Mhm.
thicker. And maybe not fully shorter, more hunched and broad-shouldered, and a little bit more hunched to the back, lean forward on their center of gravity.
Do they have scrotum chins?
They do not have ball chins. No, they are not ball chinians.
Oh, God.
Um,
What the fuck? There are a lot of them. Didn't see anything further down that was moving, but keep your guard up.
well, Vistra says, well, at this point, we only have one direction to go.
Mm-hmm.
We sure do. Keep an eye on
Might
the
I
corpse.
say-
Keep an eye on
might
the
I
corpses
suggest-
as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Might I suggest that at this point, maybe we take a little bit slower pace and move with a lighter step?
Agreed.
Yeah, and when we get closer, can
Don't forget, Artemis and Ossel have exhaustion right now, a point of exhaustion, so they have disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah. When we get closer, can Ashel try to like do a survival check to get a sense of, were there any survivors, and if so, what direction they ran off in?
First, I'm gonna have everybody make a stealth check because it sounds like you guys
I
are moving
will. Sorry, I will cast Pass Without a Trace
past
as
without
we
a trace.
agree to be a bit more stealthy.
All right. Pass without a trace. Vistra is gonna roll stealth. She has disadvantage on stealth because she wears chainmail. Oops. Stealth. There it is. Heavy armor. That's at 18 for Vistra.
Yeah.
And
Not as
an
bad as
18
me.
and an 18. Thorin, nat 1, natty
Oh,
ones.
fuck.
Oh boy. Wow,
Which
guys.
the total would be 13.
13. Well,
Yeah,
nat
'cause I
one's a
gave a
nat
plus
1.
2.
Nat
Yeah.
one's a nat
No,
1. But
well, yeah. If you wanted the total, that's the total.
yeah. As you guys continue on down, there's quite a few bodies, both dwarf and orc, on the floor. So having to step around them, some of you are like kind of tripping over them a little bit. Thorin, at one point you just like fully trip over one of the guys and just eat shit, like face first into the ground.
When I fall to the ground, do any of these dwarves look like my cousin?
Make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You were fairly certain that none of the ones that you've seen so far look like your cousin.
I would like to be on the lookout.
Okay. Artemis can make a survival check for Ossel with disadvantage.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure you're doing that cardio.
Never skip leg day.
Never skip leg day. She's on edge due to the environment. And she is kind of distracted at the moment. She can't really tell. And doesn't share any of that with you because you guys don't even know that she made this check. Or was looking into this. As you continue forward, though, you get closer to the point where the bodies are kind of leading to the. You get to the end of the hall, or the end of the tunnel, where you're 60 feet away now. You can see the doors into the chamber, and it appears that it's almost like this is like a trail of bodies leading there.
Is there any sounds coming from the chamber?
Make a perception check with disadvantage, Mr. Exhausted Boy, as you heavily breathe.
4.
Not that you can hear.
Feels like a haunted house, Bill.
Travick kind of comes up behind you, Thorin, and says, "What are we gonna do?"
He kind of looks at him and is just like, we're gonna kill what's ever out there.
Right. Any idea what that might be?
He points to a dead orc.
Oh, that's probably. Yep. Nope. That makes sense. That tracks. I probably shouldn't be talking this much, huh?
He just puts his finger to his lips and shakes his head.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Gotcha. All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Okay.
Mel, can you get a look up ahead to see if there's any friendly dwarven sounds coming from that room? Correction. Mel. Can you...
Yeah. 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 Yep. Okay.
Stay in character.
Are you stealthing up there, Mel?
Mm-hmm.
Thorin, as a matter of fact, I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. While you're getting ready to make you can go ahead and make your stealth check, Mel.
Okay.
I'd also like Artemis you to roll a wisdom saving throw for Ossel.
That's not with disadvantage, right?
That's not with disadvantage. It's just ability checks.
Good.
19, yeah. Thorin, you've not seen your cousin's body yet, and everything seems to be leading to this point, and you're starting to get anxious. I'm just gonna leave that like that. Mel, your stealth check
23.
was 23. Is
Above
that
the
with your
wisdom save.
plus with the plus 10?
No, I wasn't sure how far away I had to go from the from Donald.
Well, you're starting
Okay.
within, so I'll say
So 33.
33. You make your way up, and the closer you get to the door, the thicker the bodies are. Eventually you get up to the door, which is there's bodies and weapons strewn all around, and the door is kind of busted a little bit, like it was forced open from this side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like you to, as you kind of peek in the room, you can make a perception check for me.
13.
13. All right, so there's the tunnel narrows as it gets closer to the door until it's just wide enough for the door to actually work. So it's about 15 feet across. As you peek in where the door is already ajar, as you look in, you can see on the inside the floor, for as far as you can see, you can't see the opposite end of the room.
I
But
saw that redeem.
there's
Hold
weapons and bodies strewn on the floor, rubble. On either side, there appears to be these large cylindrical support pillars that go along the side with a raised area. There are two on the left and the right, about halfway across the room. There are these two like little what look like doorways, but they're just small little cutouts for one to put like a sculpture inside. You know, like carve out to like put a like a artistic life size sculpture, like stone sculpture in. And there's a large pile of bodies around what looks like a raised table or dais in the center of the room.
Does it look like? Oh, does it look like the bodies, like the group was trying to get to this dais, or they were brought to it, or?
Make. I'm gonna have you make an intelligence check, but I'm gonna have you add your proficiency bonus to it for your soldier background.
Okay. Uh, 13.
13. You're not sure.
Hmm.
You can draw whatever conclusions you like based on how you interpret my description.
Hmm. And there's nothing moving around the corners or above? looking.
Not that you can see, but in the darkness, the room appears to be large enough that you can't see the other side. So
Okay. Might try to go in a little bit and see if I can get.
as a matter of fact, you can forget that description about the large table or dais in the center of the room, because you can't even see that far.
Okay.
My apologies. The jury will disregard.
God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna try to.
There's a huge clump of bodies right around the entrance, like right by the door.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get through that and get a better peek inside this room. Try to look for any traps and.
You would have to go inside the room if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Gonna give. I don't know if they can see me, but I'll try to like do one of like these and then try to get into the room steadily, carefully.
You are right at the edge of their dark vision, of anybody who has regular dark vision over there. So you guys are traveled a ton together at this point. You can just say, I'll say you guys have like you can like if you want to say like you're giving them a hand signal for something.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you guys are what, level 7 adventurers? You guys have been together for in-game time over almost a year. Over a year.
Over a year.
Over a year. I'll say you guys can just simple instructions and stuff through hand signals.
Yeah. Just sort of like the stay back, but keep an eye out. I'm gonna check this and then be right back. Give me a minute. Kind of a signal.
Okay. I will ask you this: how far into the room are you gonna go, in feet?
Gonna start with. I'm just gonna go my 50-foot walking speed because that's what I have right now for. Or no, because we don't have long strider anymore, do we?
Nope, you would not.
Okay, so 40.
40 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make another stealth check for me. I'm assuming you're trying to be stealthy.
Yep.
If you're not, then you don't have to roll. But you would also no longer have the pass without a trace benefit.
So it's just 25.
25? Still pretty good. You kind of slide. The door is not super open. It's just kind of like there's that gap to it, but you kind of, slide your way in. Just kind of make yourself small, slide in without making contact or noise. You kind of start tiptoeing in between, like, strewn bodies that are across the floor. Like stepping, keeping an eye on your footing, making sure you're not, stepping on a body so that you don't trip. As you make your way further in, you now see the dais on the middle of the floor. You can also now see those reliefs on the right and left that have on the one on the left, whatever statue was in there, it appears to have fallen and has shattered on the ground. The one on the right appears to be it looks like this heroic dwarven figure, like picture like an ancient Greek sculpture of the heroic like male figure, but dwarven, with the beard and the same like spear and shield kind of, no armor very much, to show off the physical form and whatnot. But continued bodies kind of strewn across the room, and even from here, you can't see the opposite side of the room yet with your 60 feet dark vision.
Okay.
But looking back behind you now, you can see that both on your right and your left, back behind you, there are stairs that kind of switch back on themselves a little bit, that lead up to the secondary platform that's about like 10 feet, 10, 15 feet up. That's like a secondary platform that kind of wraps around the border of the room that has these large cylindrical, like 10-foot wide pillars that are kind of like the load bearing structures.
Okay. I'm gonna try to at least get to where I can see the other side of the room. At least get a feel for the room as a whole.
Okay. You get up to that table or dais in the center of the room. You can see now that you're closer without even having to make it a check. It appears to be some kind of like a sarcophagus with dwarven runes on the top. It appears to be some sort of tomb for some hero or ruler or leader from the past. Probably
Mhm.
something that's culturally significant to the dwarves. Um, Also, as you're closer now and you're right on top of it, you can see that it looks like the large pile of bodies that you saw here in the center of the room. It appears that uh, they're all kind of like back to back with one another, like they're making some sort of like last or final stand here around this spot in the center of the room. Um, Across the way, you can see that the that kind of secondary raised platform that kind of wraps around the border of the room. This like rectangular room now that you can see goes all the way around. But on the sort of as you're coming in, the northeastern corner, it looks like there's a section over there that was broken away that's supposed to be the exit on the opposite side, but it looks like that area is completely collapsed in like rubble, like collapsed in. And there also appears to be some sort of like well-like shaft on the central opposite portion of the room.
Okay. Oh, this is a lot. Okay, so I wish I could see some of this, but okay, so there's 2 staircases on either side. There's a sarcophagus.
Well,
in
how
the
about I
center.
do? How about I
Yeah.
do this?
Brain, and there's a lot of so my brain is like, wait, what just got said?
One sec here. Let's just do this.
Okay.
You
I came
are.
in from here.
You
Yep.
did.
Okay.
You came in from here, and you are currently like over here.
Okay. Well,
Excuse me.
sarcophagus, fallen pillar, and no movement I could see. Yeah, just
There are a lot of bodies in here. None of them are moving though.
okay. Um. Hmm.
A mix of orc and dwarf alike.
Okay. I will.
These things right here
Mm-hmm.
are those little like relief carve outs with the statues inside of them. The one that has the one on the top of the screen is the one that broke and like fell over and was shattered.
Okay.
But this is what you see in here, and then there's obviously this is what's supposed to be an exit over here. but it looks like it's completely collapsed in.
Okay. So basically the only exits out of here are the staircases that lead up to like a second, or the only place that goes different is upstairs and that well.
Yeah, upstairs, but that upstairs is still the same exit that's collapsed in.
Okay.
Um, and then there's that like well over there that you haven't walked over to look down yet. You don't know if there's like water down there or if it's like what it is, but it looked from your perspective, it looks like a well.
Okay. Since that's the only thing, like, well, we're definitely not getting through the collapsed part unless we do a lot of digging. So that's bad. I will check out that well.
You walk over and kind of peek down. It disappears into darkness.
Do I hear anything from it?
Make a perception check.
And get fucked.
17.
You listen really carefully for like a solid 30 seconds. You don't hear anything other than the ambient noise.
Okay. Well, she'll take that knowledge and carefully make her way back to tell the group about it.
Alrighty.
Well, if we're supposed to get anywhere through that chamber, the exit looks collapsed.
How badly? Says Vistra.
Pretty damn badly. Looks like some kind of sarcophagus in the center. Doesn't seem to be disturbed, but there's one of the statues is knocked over. There's tons of bodies. Dwarf and those orc things again. And there's a well. Couldn't hear anything from it, but I couldn't see the bottom either.
Ezra, do you know what it is down here that makes all of the undead?
No.
Then we should probably get moving before whatever it is that does decides to make some out of the field of corpses we're standing in.
I like
Yeah.
that idea a lot.
Well, there's nothing dangerous in there then?
I didn't see anything moving. I didn't hear anything from the well either.
Maybe we should go in and see if maybe there's something we can do about the blocked exit.
I'm not saying we're getting through anything.
There's a couple of things we can try that I can try for that.
We can head in then? You said you're sure it's cool? No?
Best I can see, yeah. Nothing
All
came
right.
at me.
Those last words.
All right.
Well, it's not like we can have anywhere else to go, right?
Not really. All right, let's go. You guys, you tell me. What are you doing?
We're going in the room because it's obvious we have to go backwards.
All right.
Pull up again.
Thorn is still looking for his cousin.
Yeah.
And he has not told Ossel that their cousin is down here.
Yeah. You guys make your way across the rest of the way. Through the door, you come in. Vistra says, maybe we can risk a little light at this point.
As safe a place as any for that, I think.
Yeah, better than not seeing what's coming if anything is gonna jump out in there and I couldn't see it.
And she... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to offer to pull out a torch.
She will pull out a torch as well. Vistra will. As all of you guys kind of like file in and start kind of like spreading out through the space to kind of look around.
I'm gonna take a general look around, but primarily head to the side with the collapsed door and see, with the collapsed statue in front of the exit, and see if there's any space where I could potentially make a 5-foot hole or a 5-foot cube hole to bypass the exit.
Sure. You head over there. It's on the opposite side of the room. It's not actually next to the collapsed statue. They're kind of opposite
It's gonna
each
get
other.
fucky wucky.
You head over there to take a look at that. Anybody else? Thorin, you're make a perception check for me.
Okay, that's good. 16.
16. You look coming in there. It's just a mess of a battlefield. There are dwarven and orc bodies, goblin bodies, all over the place. You're kind of walking through them, looking for distinguishing marks. And as you come towards the center of the room, around the sarcophagus, you see familiar jet black facial hair under a familiar helm.
I walk up to him. Check for any sign of life.
He's definitely dead.
Well, I'll take his helmet off and kind of do a little ritual of that we do for when people die or whatever said. He just that, you know, kind of just put my forehead to his forehead, just say a prayer to the gods, let him go. And I go and I tell Ossel and I hand her his helmet.
She just kind of takes it and looks at you with this like rage-filled look in her face as a little bit of water begins to well up in her eyes. She doesn't let a tear fall. She won't. But Mel, Artemis, what are you guys up to? I know what you're doing, Donald, so.
I'm gonna keep basically a perimeter on this room, and especially keep an eye on that well while Donald's doing his thing.
Okay.
I'm going to start ritually casting Detect Magic just as a bit of a warning system if needed.
Okay, you kind of sit down and start doing that. Donald, as you're... oh, sorry.
I was gonna say after kind of like that, like, you know, her being pissed, kind of give her moment time. I actually wanted to go read the sarcophagus, see what's on stuff and what it is.
Sure. Donald, you head over to the rubble. And what exactly did you say you were looking for?
Basically, I'm looking for a piece of rubble or a section of rubble that I could blast out of the way with erupting earth, or a spot where I could use stone shape to make a hole. to bypass the thing of rubble.
All right. You're trying to figure out a way how thick this collapse is. And as you're doing that, Mel, you look over at the well, and you see Travik is over there, and he's like twisting this arrow that's stuck into the chest of one of the dwarves, and it falls backwards into the
Nope.
well.
Oh,
And you guys
God.
hear a loud
Oh.
crash as
I've never
the
heard of that
armor
before.
contacts the size of the well.
Oh my
and
God.
begins to fall down the well. There's another bang and another huge cacophonous metal clanging sound. As with each crash, Traffic's shoulders kind of like
Grab
jump a
him
little
by the
bit.
fucking
He
scruff of the
winces,
collar.
until finally the sound kind of echoes its last and disappears as you're all standing there in the dead silence now.
Any sounds of drums approaching?
Drums, drums, drums in the deep.
He
Yanked
just
him
kinda
back by his
stands
scruff
there.
during that entire thing. Just gave him such a look while staring at the well and waiting for something.
He's just kind of standing there like the kid who was told not to touch anything at the store and then like touched the display, the one little
Knocked it
thing
over.
that made it collapse just like completely. And it's like, I'm really sorry.
Looking at Thorin.
Thorin
Like
just
if I-
shakes his head at him.
As you guys begin to hear doom, 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 the sound of drums, as Vistra runs over towards the door to look out.
Who? You're gonna follow.
Is anybody following her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go with her.
All right, you got the two of you come over to the doors with her as she kind of like pushes it open and looks and turns to look down the hallway as she whips her head back as two arrows impact the door. As she kind of peeks back inside and says, "They have a cave troll."
God damn it.
As she goes
Also,
to
what's a
start,
cave troll?
as she goes to start closing the doors, and there's all these like weapons on the ground. She tries to start securing it with. What's everybody doing?
Mirror image and blade song.
I look at her as like, let him in. And
I'm
I'll
gonna bring out
rage.
the arms.
All right. You guys can play. So you guys close and secure the doors. You guys can position yourselves wherever you like as Ossel hops up on top of the sarcophagus and says, "Let them come. There's still one dwarf in this chamber who still draws blood."
No God.
Where I'm at.
Dwarves in this chamber.
Hold on, I need to find the script so I can cover my role.
I am good right where I'm at. I do want to move.
The barricaded part
You
is
missed
back
your
here,
fool
right?
of a toque. You
I do
missed your
wanna
fool
Fool of a
of a
toque.
toque line, Artemis.
How could you?
I need also initiative rolls as something impacts the doors.
I do wanna move Travik.
Okay.
I want to move him.
You should be
into
able to
cover.
control. I think you
I
should be able
can.
to control. Oh, here, hold on. I can fix that. There's a way for me to fix that. Hold on. There we go. There, you should be able to move him now. Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna move
This
him
back
over
corner
here.
is where the like rubble was, right? The
Yes,
one that
that's
Dawn
where
was
the.
right next to.
Yep,
Okay,
that's.
sorry, I just loaded back into Roll20.
No worries. Yep.
Initiative is an
Um,
ability check, right?
Yes.
It
Yep.
is.
Okay.
Good one.
Well, Ossel is going last.
All.
Can we say for
Righty then.
flavor purposes she puts the helmet on?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 100%. Vistra is going to stand right up front, toe to toe with you, Thorin, as she kind of pulls out her sword, pulls out her shield. Her eyes kind of flare with this mercurial silver glow, and she kind of looks over at you, Thorin, and
There's
kind of
one other
nods
thing I
with like
wanna
a
do.
let's. What?
I want to take my 2 lions, and I would like to throw one right there. Actually, no. I want to throw one right here, and I want to throw one right here. I'll throw the girl on the side, on this side over here, and the guy over here. And we'll say that their names are Mufasa and Sarabi. Because I like those ones better.
Nice.
And if I can, I'll get my Shadow Blade going.
Well, here's what we're gonna do, Thorin. I should have been more thinking ahead of time. We're gonna call these two guys. Those are your lions. You can
Yep.
place them wherever you like. I believe they're considered large, right? Lions.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're in. Aha, they are.
I
They
think
are
they act
yes,
on my
large.
initiative turn too, as well.
They will act on your initiative turn. Yes. As another impact on the door.
Gonna cast a smite on my.
There's a blade impacts the door and it kind of splits open and also lets a crossbow bolt fly, which goes through the opening that was created by the blade in the door, and it hits something as something shrieks as it falls away.
Hot damn.
25 to 20 on the initiative.
21.
Anybody? 21. Thorin?
Yes.
Ooh, nice. 20 to 19, or 20 to 19, 20 to 15.
20 or 19.
17.
17?
Yeah, I typed 18, but that was a typo.
You rolled with disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 13 and a 15.
Ooh. Look at you. 15 to 10.
13 for Donald.
Um, 10 to 5.
5.
Oh,
Hmm.
thought you were supposed to be Dexy.
3
Plus
for
3.
us.
And a 3 for Ossel. Sorry, I don't need. I shouldn't be throwing shade. All right. Thorin. The door still hasn't blasted open yet.
Huh. Shit. I'm gonna ready an action for when anything comes at me within 5 feet. I'm gonna hit him.
All right, are you raging?
I am raging. I raged before beforehand.
So you go into a rage. All right.
And then
at the end-
I'll have my lions do the same thing.
Ready in action. All right.
Yeah, they're kind of
You got it.
bodyguards for me and Vistra.
Yep. As they kind of let out mighty roars. the doors finally blast open. Um. Ooh. All right. The doors blast open, and you see a sea of goblins begin to pour in. This one. Is going to move here. This one's going to move here.
Did either of those get within 5 feet of the line?
They will have, yes. Just a moment, though.
What? Why so afraid, Bill? Why not come after me? Come on, man. What's wrong?
Oh, don't you worry. Uh, so each of your lions can make their the attacks at the first ones.
Okay, first attack. We'll do Mufasa. I don't
Which
think
one's
you gave me
Mufasa?
their...
You?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give him the red one then. It's in the info thing. You can look up lion stats. It's literally you just go in the little eye, like info thing. Oops, what the hell just happened? There we go.
There we go.
Got 26 hit points. And bite and a claw attack. You can do one or the other.
All right, we'll do
Bite attack,
bite.
I guess.
This one was 18 to hit.
Oh, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay. That should be a 1d8, I believe. 1d8 plus 3.
Yes.
9 points of damage for the first one.
Ooh. The lion takes a bite out of this guy's like side, and it's like barely standing, but it's still up.
All right.
This first one up here.
Now Zarabi, the one that's in front of Vistra.
Yep. Same thing.
Higher.
I meant action. Same. She's gonna make a bite.
Yeah,
attack.
she's gonna bite.
So that hits. Roll damage. Roll damage.
That is 12.
12 points of damage. She rips this front one's throat out, and it falls to the ground dead. They are all going to make attacks. So these three right here are all going to attack your lion. That's a an 11, a 17, and higher than and a natural 19, so 23.
2 hit.
As those goblins come running up, Sarvy's able to dutch out of the way of one after slashing into one. But takes from two of them takes 6 and 3 points of slashing damage as they slash into her with their rusty swords.
You said 3 and 9
this one right
or 3
here,
and 6?
I said 8 and 3.
8 and 3.
Yeah, 8 and 3. I'm sorry, 8 and 4. Sorry, 8 and 4. Because I added wrong. Mufasa's gonna get a melee strike against him. That's a 10 to hit,
Miss.
which I'm pretty sure misses. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then so 2 of them are gonna fire at Vistra. Both miss as they impact her shield. And then 5 of them are gonna fire short bows. 2 of them are going towards you, Thorin. Both miss. 2 of them are going towards you, Artemis. Both miss. And one of them is going towards your lion, Mufasa. That is an 18 to hit.
That hurts.
So that's 8 points of damage. All right. Artanis.
Do we see a cave troll coming down the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, I think I'll go ahead and just drop a fireball. And I'll put it there.
Put it there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh boy. Go ahead and roll damage. 29 points of damage. Dead, 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 dead. Because even if they save, they're dead. So, fireball explodes. You hear a bunch cook out through the door. As the ones there in the front are able to duck out of the way. That's your action.
That'll be my turn.
Alrighty.
It is my turn. Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
You watch as some larger, kind of more well armored, wielding these big, just mismatch of different like spiked bony bone clubs and rusty swords and different things as they come rushing in. Right like that. Orin, your held action goes off, as does Vistra hasn't gone yet, but your held action goes off.
Okay.
You can attack one of these guys if you'd like.
I'm gonna attack the guy who's right in front of me. Right here.
Alrighty. Right here? Yeah. Go ahead, your attack.
This will not be reckless.
Okay.
That one is... The first hit is... 25.
25 hits.
Second hit is a 19.
19 also hits. Roll damage.
Okay. 21 points of damage.
As he comes running and charging up, you cut him down before he's even able to make his attack. As the one behind him continues to move up and fill in his space, as they are going to unload their attacks. Three of them are going to attack you, Thorin.
Okay.
That's a natural 1, a natural 2, and a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
You suffer 9 points of slashing damage, reduced to 4. And then this one's gonna attack Vistra. That might actually. Nope, that does not hit her. And then this one's gonna attack your lady lion there. That is also going to be a miss. Alrighty, that ends their turn. Dommel, you are up. You turn around and see all this craziness going on behind you as you're just trying to sensibly figure out a way through this collapsed tunnel.
So moving out to like here-ish, can I see anything else coming down the tunnel now that our room is a bit more lit up?
Yeah, you've got torches going and stuff, so the room's a bit. The tunnel kind of goes out, turns to the right, so.
But can I see
you
anything
can't-
like
you can't-
coming past the orcs, basically?
No,
Mm,
not yet.
Cool.
But what's her name did say that she saw a cave troll, so
Yeah,
hopefully see
so
that
we got at
too.
least one thing coming. Alrighty. Well, I am going to cast Wall of Fire.
Where are, pray tell?
Just right across there.
Alrighty.
So across the whole entrance, but not blocking. I have a feeling we might need these stairs in the future, so not quite blocking the stairs, but enough to catch all of these guys and just cut off the entire entrance with fire.
Alrighty. You cut off the entire entrance with fire. Is it at the beginning of their turn or right now? I guess right now.
When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex save.
Yeah, no. I'm not even gonna
3 out
bother.
of 5 eights.
Yeah, that's some good ass damage.
Oh, sorry.
I need the. It's okay. I'll retry it.
As you burn them all to a crisp.
And then the damage side is facing that way.
Yep, I figured.
Don't want to toast Mufasa and Sarabi.
What else?
bonus action, I will shillelagh and then just slide back into cover behind this what looks like an overturned table.
Alrighty. At the end of your turn, you guys hear these huge, heavy footfalls that are speeding up as they impact the ground. The doors come bursting apart, flying off of their hinges.
No.
As it comes running in, it's going to use an ability. It is going to jump. How high does your it jumps 30 feet in the air? How high does your how high
20.
does 20? All right. It jumps 30 feet in the air and lands. I want to make sure I get this right. Yeah. All right. And lands right there. And I need anybody that's within 15 feet of it
Fuck.
to make strength saving throws.
Does that include all its buddies?
It does.
That's for
Holy shit,
awesome.
all of whom succeed. DC you're
Nice.
trying to hit is 15.
Something a fucking infernal.
If you failed your saving throw, you are knocked prone. As the earth kind of rumbles around you from the impact and the weight. And then this guy down here yells up at it in a language that I'm pretty sure none of you understand because none of you speak deep speech, right?
I do not.
Nope.
All right. He yells up at it and points over towards you, Donald. And it's going to take its rock that it has and chuck it in your direction.
Well,
That is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh boy.
this is fine. Everything is fine.
How are you?
21 points of bludgeoning damage as this rock impacts you. You maintain concentration on the. I did not roll great there on damage. And then with its last attack, it is going to reach back because it has reach. It is going to reach back and try and bring its big spiked club down on you, Thorin. That is a natural 19, so I'm pretty sure that hits. You suffer 17 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 8. That will end its turn. Ooh. Hold on a second. I did not roll initiative, or I I always do this when I have an NPC in the party.
Hmm.
I did not roll initiative for Vistra. 8. Well, good. Because this makes total sense because she's going right now.
Woo!
That is exactly where we are in initiative order.
Perfect.
Vistra is going to make an attack against this guy first. As she pulls out her longsword. The 13 or the 12 misses it. The 13 or the 18 hits. She's going to roll for 13 points of damage. And she is going to throw a level 1 smite on that, dealing an additional 10 points of damage to bring us to 23. And she is going to smite this bad boy right there. Then she's going to move. No, she's not going to move. Yeah. She's gonna cast Bless. Or no, not Bless. Shield of Faith. On is there sorry. This is terrible. It is a range. Sweet. She's gonna cast Shield of Faith on Travik. So he has a +2 to his AC. Then Mel, also's on deck. And then top of the order, Thorin.
Well, first things first, gonna stand up. And then going to gonna take out my crossbow and fire a shot at no, actually I'm gonna wait for somebody to get up on. Can anybody get up on this thing?
I mean,
Not this
think
turn.
also, I'm sure would certainly do that in this particular moment.
Then I'm actually going to hold my action to
Okay.
fire a shot at this thing when somebody's close enough.
Alrighty. Anything else?
I'm gonna bonus action. I'm going to cast branding smite on the weapon.
On the weapon?
Yep, on my crossbow.
You have several.
On my crossbow, the one I'm
okay.
gonna fire.
Sorry. Well, I didn't know if you were
Jeez.
getting ready for something else or something. I don't know. You're clever and crafty like that. All right. Awful.
Ossel passed her saving throw, so she is going to jump down and engage. And first attack will be with her +1 hand axe, and then second will be with Talon.
All right.
Does she have extra attack?
She does.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say the second two are with Talon. That's 17.
17 hits.
Okay. First Talon will be a 15.
That also hits.
And then this is a natural 18, but that doesn't mean anything from a crit or a wound standpoint, does it, Talon?
But that also hits.
Okay.
So all 3 hit. Roll damage.
And mine goes
so
off.
we've got...
And then yours, yeah, and then yours will go off, Mel.
Alright, so...
Just give it to me all in one.
6, 9 plus... total of 20 slashing damage.
Ooh. All right. And Mel, your crossbow bolt goes, fires.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get? Roll to hit. Roll the dice.
Where the fuck is... 21.
Hits.
Okay. Um. 29 total. Unless, like, Radiant has any adjustment on this thing.
No, it does not. 29 points of damage. You fire. It strikes it in the neck as it kind of reaches up and pulls it out. That ends Ossel's turn. Top of the order, Thorin.
All right. I'm gonna have the lions attack first.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Mufasa attack the guy who's in front of me.
Yep.
And then Zarabi is going to attack the one
Yeah.
right in front of her. So I'll roll them both.
Oh. Yep.
Where did that go? Was 5 to hit? Okay, first one's a 22.
Yeah,
The
that definitely
second-
hits.
Second one is 17.
Both hit. Just roll damage once. We'll do the same for both of them.
Cool. That is 3, 10.
10 for the. All right. 10 damage. All right. As your lions rear up, striking out, biting, ripping, as the things. What are you doing, Thorin?
I'm gonna do one attack on him.
Okay.
And I will reckless.
Okay.
Hang on, trying to do math.
Sweet. No worries.
21.
21 hits.
And that is 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. You chop that one's head off as a little bit of blood goes right out of the
Alright.
neck.
And then I will attack that one. Actually,
All right.
yeah, I'll attack that one.
All right.
Try and
Make your
get
attack.
try and get rid of as many of these ads as possible. All right, that one is that's a natural 17.
Hits. Roll damage.
15, 25, and then damage is and 12 points of damage.
Alrighty. You take a big slash across its chest, but it's still up. That ends your turn, Thorn, unless you want to move. Or are you going into a frenzy rage, or are you sticking with classic rage for the moment?
I'm fine right now.
Alrighty. That brings us to the goblins. Ooh. You hear sounds coming from over your shoulder, Donald. And as you turn and look, like insects pouring out of an overturned log out of the well, you see all these goblins come pouring out. Some of them are going to climb up here. These guys are going to move over to here. And these guys are going to move over here towards you, Donald. First, we're going to have 4 attacks against you, Donald, as they pull out their swords, their short little rusty swords, and start stabbing at you.
Fuck.
How many hit? Donald?
Sorry, the 17 and the 22 hit.
Were you muted this whole time?
No, I
Uh,
just was
okay.
scrolled up and
Just
didn't realize
quiet?
you were actually rolling in chat.
Oh yeah. I was rolling. I wanted to, I want to do that a little bit more sometimes. So 2 of them hit.
Yep.
All right. You suffer 8 points of damage and 4 points of damage.
Coolio.
These 5 over here are all gonna fire arrows at you, Artemis.
Cool.
Here come the first 3. Oh. So the lowest one's a 19.
That misses.
2 of them, and hold on, I'm gonna roll. That also misses. I got 2 natural 20s.
Does that? How does
It
that
does not
interact
go
with-
straight through. So you still get to roll for your mirror image.
Okay. Let me just double check the rules. Six. That's an 18, so down 1 duplicate.
And roll your second one.
That's a 1, so the second one hits me.
So the second one hits you.
Yep.
$11 points of damage as one of the arrows drills you in the shoulder and kind of spins you around a little bit.
Uh,
You have any concentration spells up?
yeah, that's a 12.
All right, so you're good. And then these other 5 up here, they are all gonna fire at you, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
First 3 are that's 16.
Yep.
That hits.
Yep.
All right, then the other 2 are gonna hit, and then for the last 2, those are does an 18 hit?
Yep.
Yeah, it hits. So all 5 hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 8 points of damage, 6 points of damage, 4 points of damage, 5 points of damage, and 7 points of damage.
Okay. Shit.
That ends their turn. Artemis, you're up.
Alright, that changes what I was intending to do. So let's do another fireball.
Here.
Thank you.
And you can turn it off on your other one.
Yeah, we'll do that in... Yeah, I'll drop it there.
Right there.
Yep.
All right. So roll damage, because that's going to determine whether or not I'm even going to bother rolling saves for these guys.
Yep. 28.
28. Okay, yeah. Leave that there. Wop, 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 wop. There. Another fireball goes off.
Real MVP right there, Artemis.
Another fireball goes off right by your face, Donald. Like it licks across the side of your face a little bit. You're like, oh, guess I don't need to shave today.
I'll just throw it up
Yeah,
there in case
throw
I
it up
need
there
to
for
roll
now.
now.
As it comes back, there's just like the vampires from the Blade movies. They just ash away these goblins. That ends your turn, Artemis. That brings me some more orcs. Let's see how many I get. Ooh.
Actually,
Oh, still going?
I'm just going to take 1 step back away from the troll.
Okay. Come on, there we go. Haha. Another wave of orcs comes running in. They're all gonna go running through your wall of fire there, Donald. So go ahead and roll damage.
Woo!
Ooh,
Get wrecked.
very nice.
All right. What's your DC?
16.
16?
Mhm.
What's there? That's 1. Fail, fail, fail. Oh, Jesus.
Let's go.
Please tell me they have less than 28 HP.
Okay, bye.
Let's
They'll
go.
come running in. You're running through the fire, and what comes out the other side are just charred
Hot
skeletons
damn.
as they kind of fall out of the ground.
Excellent. Okay.
That brings us to you, Donald.
Alrighty. So, for my action, I would like to cast Erupting Earth. Centered right about here. And
What's the
I'm
radius?
it's a 20-foot square.
20-foot
20-foot cube.
square.
20-foot cube, sorry.
Okay.
So hopefully I can catch these guys as a side benefit, but mainly I'm hoping that I can use it to collapse this well, basically, is what I'm aiming for.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll damage for me. What kind of save is that? Dexterity save.
Dexterity. Ooh, that is not great damage.
Well, that's that's the D12.
Yeah. The D12 experience.
Yes.
The D12 giveth, and the D12 taketh away.
Both of them fail their dexterity save for goblins, which is like, wow,
Ooh,
guys,
very
come
nice.
on. So these guys fall with part of the that raised area and get crushed underneath all the rocks, just completely obliterated. I'm gonna roll a save for the well. It's gonna be a Constitution save, so it's gonna be a straight roll because it's a thing. The DC is gonna be the damage, so 15.
Okay.
It collapses.
Yes.
You watch as the sort of raised area kind of falls on top of it as well, along with those goblins as they all kind of get crushed and mushed up together. It's going to take quite a bit of effort to clear that entryway.
Well, hopefully we don't need to leave that way.
That's your action.
Uh-huh. Bonus action, I am actually fairly hurt, so I'm gonna balm myself. Ooh, very nice. And then I'm going to I guess scooch to the side a bit
Okay.
and stay in range. I'm gonna stay actually I can move all the way over to here and stay in reach of this goblin so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity, but try and find some better cover.
Okay.
No, I'm staying over here. Never mind. The troll's
All right.
on the other side, and it's trying
Okay.
to kill me. Okay, I'm done.
All right. That brings us to the cave troll. It is going to move just like this. And it is going to go into a rampage. And it is going to make 3 attacks. 1 against Ossel, 1 against Thorin, and 1 against Vistra, the dwarves. Here we go. Ooh. So Thorin, that is a dirty 20. Vistra is also getting hit, as is Ossel.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please, sir.
Charisma saving throw, you say?
Yes.
But I don't wanna.
Well, unfortunately, it's one reaction.
That's a 7. Is that gonna be good enough?
No.
Why? What happened?
It's one
He
of the.
misses me.
It's one of the troubadour
I
reactions.
know. I want him to say it. I know. Let him say it.
Yeah, he doesn't hit me.
I know. What happens?
Oh, the troubadour warrior looks at him and goes, "Hey, hey, hey, big and ugly! Look at me! Look at me!" And he'll start hitting his drum, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's not working, shit!" And he'll take a rock and throw it right at his eye.
And he only gives you like the gotcha, boss. The other 2 hit though.
I just wish that the wording for that was not just me, because I'm like sitting here like, fuck, no. I could have helped Dommel, fuck.
Ossel takes 24 points of damage. That's math. And Vistra takes 18. But she seems to be doing okay. And it's gonna and just kind of stomp around, almost like a child throwing a tantrum. And that's gonna end its turn. Vistra is gonna move here, taking the attacks of opportunity, both of which miss. And she's going to make 2 strikes against the cave troll. Both of which will hit for 13, 9, and she is going to toss a level 2 smite on the first one and a level 1 smite on the second one. That's going to be an additional 5d8. Come on. There we go. That's 22. So that's 44 points of damage. You watch as her eyes flare with that mercurial silver glow, and her sword flares with the same light as she goes in with 2 big strikes. As the troll kind of flies into, as it is now down to even lower level of its hit points, it flies into a bloody frenzy. And it is immediately going to slam the ground with its club and do one of its a big jump again, and move without provoking opportunity attacks. And it's gonna land right here. Mel, you're up.
I don't need to make a strength save.
Oh,
I'm
Well-
sorry. Yes, you do. Sorry. Yes, thank you.
9.
9, you fall prone. Mel, you're up.
well, damn that thing. Going to
You got the big moves.
Yep.
Got the fast moves.
Oh, I know. But first things first. Gonna take my crossbow and fire a shot at the one on Donald.
Rock and roll.
Yay.
That is
Wheel around, fire from the hip.
15.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Whew. That is
Pretty sure. Let me double check just to make sure. That exactly hits actually.
Woo. That is 16.
You drill it right in the forehead, and it kind of does that, and it falls to the ground.
And then 1, 2, 4, 5. I'm gonna get over here and uppercut it with the astral arm.
Nice. Just come like running super low, close to the ground. And as you get there, you come with this big uppercut as like your arm looks twice as wide and thick with this like ectoplasmic expansion.
But that is a 14.
14 just barely hits.
Sure, you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is 7 force damage.
7 points of force damage. That ends your turn. Yes.
Yep, that's all I can do.
Awesome.
Also will I guess chase after this troll as far as she can. And then I guess she'll throw a hunter's mark on it.
Okay. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
And then what does she have? I guess she'll throw her regular hand axe at it.
Okay, her non-magical hand axe.
Yeah.
She's got her fancy new crossbow.
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Fire 2 shots with the new crossbow.
Perfect. That's 14 plus something that hits.
That hits. AC of the of the cave troll is 14. You know at this point.
And this is exactly 14. So I need.
There's a D10 and a D6 because of the Hunter's Mark. Plus Dex modifier.
9. 19. 23.
23
Yep.
for both?
Yep.
Oof. Looking rough. Top of the order, Thorin.
All right. I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity, and I'm gonna get up in this asshole's face.
Alrighty. Miss.
Perfect. Before I attack him, I'm gonna take the lion, put the lion here,
Okay.
and because both lions are within 5 feet of each other, they're gonna get advantage on their attack rolls because of pack tactics. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna have
The lions are 10 feet from each other.
it's any kind of ally. No. It says the lion has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of the lion's allies is within 5 feet of the creature.
and the
Okay.
ally isn't incapacitated.
Okay. So only this guy right here you would not have advantage on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
Cool.
so so it's just this one right here, right?
Oh, yeah. The only one you don't have advantage on is this one.
Okay. So yeah, Mufasa's going to attack that one, and
Zarabi is gonna attack
Zarabi's
that
going
one.
to attack that one.
Nice.
First one is an 18.
Hits.
Second one is 13.
13. Just barely hits.
Sweet.
Roll
Just want me to
damage.
roll one.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing as before. Just roll 1 for both.
10 again.
10 again.
Yep.
Both lions grab them by the back of the neck, like snapping their neck, taking to the ground, and like start mauling and just ripping them
Nice.
to shreds.
And then for Mufasa, I will just move him here, and that will be their turn.
Yep.
Uno momento, por favor.
As this one last guy's like, well, shit.
Yeah.
That's 2 really big lions.
And then I am going to Frenzy Rage, and I'm going to just swing on this motherfucker.
All right.
All right. First one. Fucking natural 20 and a natural 19. Gosh damn it.
Why don't you go ahead and roll damage for that one?
Get wrecked.
That's a fucking 12. Let's go.
That's 24 plus whatever your damage modifier is, which I believe is like 7.
Nah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is. It is with the rage damage.
Yeah. So that's 24 plus 7. That's 31.
Mhm.
Thorin, with a natural 20, how do you want to do this?
Oh, damn. Okay. So I want to, with one swipe, cut his legs at his shins off, and he kind of falls down to the ground, and I kind of want him to cower in fear and just crawl away. And then I want to take the axe, hit it right in front of him, take his head, lift it up, and then just like rage headbutt the axe until his face is mush.
Oh damn! Holy fuck! That's
Thorin-
fucking metal.
Thorin- Yeah, Thorin big mad.
Yeah, no one fucking hits my sister.
So you just slam the axe into the ground, and then grab him and just start like shoving its head into the axe until it is no more. The 2 little goblins and the orc try to run away, but you easily cut them down without an issue as we kind of come out of combat, and it appears that the danger has passed. As the rest of the sounds, as you hear the sounds of retreating creatures outside.
I will go and how long do my lions last again?
An hour. So you've got them for like another 59 minutes and 30 and you got them for like another 59 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine.
How do we get out of here?
I go over to the sarcophagus and I want to read what the runes on it say.
You go over to the sarcophagus and read the runes. And it says it's kind of the only part that's legible is there's a here lies. The name appears to be like some sort of like a weapon strike or something might have hit where it was. So the name's gone, but it gives dates on it, and it's uh 24, 23 FA to 1 SA.
Did my detect magic ever trigger anything in here?
It did not. That's what you read, Thorn.
But no name?
So
Sorry?
The name appears to have been wiped away either by like a weapon strike. Like it appears there's quite a bit of fighting going on in here. Like the stone is like chipped and cracked. You can't make out the name.
we came in from over here, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Tommy. Why isn't that working? That should be working. That should be working now.
I kind of want to open the sarcophagus.
One more time.
It's a really bad idea.
One more time. One more time.
Definitely not something the elves are gonna do.
Yeah, definitely not something we're doing.
There we
I'm
go.
going back to examining like the back
Hello, motherfucker.
wall
How you
rubble and seeing if we can find a way through.
Make an investigation check.
Sure. Can I guidance myself on this?
Sure.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna take a look at the troll and see if it appears that there might be anything worth harvesting.
Make an nature or arcana check.
He's a pathologist. He
25
cuts up the dead into
investigation.
chunks.
15 Arcana.
15.
Last weekend in
Especially on
TRF
its
season?
its
Nice.
back, it has a very
Good luck.
thick hide.
Hope it's a good one.
All right. Well, while we're waiting for an entrance, I will attempt to recover the hide.
Make a arcana, survival, or nature or medicine check. Donald, you're what'd you get?
25.
No, not dude. Sorry, the
16.
16. You're able to harvest its hide. You think that it might assist in some sort of damage reduction type enchantment or alchemy for potions or something.
Cool.
Donald, you kind of conjure up. Do you have any magical light, or do you have a hooded lantern, right?
Yeah, I do.
You kind of hold up your hooded lantern, and you kind of shine it into some of the bigger gaps. You think that this is probably like 15. The rubble is it's probably like 12 to 15 feet to the other side.
Okay. That's not an easy way to get through unless I want to just try and explode the whole fucking bunch of rubble with erupting earth or something. Which might be a bad idea. No way to like climb over top of the rubble or anything.
No, it is filling the tunnel completely.
I was gonna say if I went upstairs and around that to the edge, could I see anything like that might help with this?
It's the same. The top part would have been the like ceiling to it.
Okay.
Well, we were planning to rest once we got here anyways, right?
That was the idea, though I don't know if it's a good idea now, Vistra says, as she's kind of cleaning the silver mercurial light on her sword kind of glows even hotter and brighter for a moment, and all the ichor orc and goblin and troll blood on her blade just kind of burns off before she sheathes it.
Vistra,
Yeah.
is this an actual tomb? Is this an actual sarcophagus, or is this just? If I were to open this, would there be something under it? Because there's no name on this thing.
Yeah, there would be something under it. It's a sarcophagus.
Well,
I remember what the name of this chamber is.
say that again.
She says, "Do you not remember what the name of this chamber is?"
Oh, that's his name. Okay. Okay. Never mind. I don't know. Looks are deceiving, okay?
Mazur Bul was one of the great dwarven heroes from the Titan War.
Yeah, Thorin would know that it's really a bad idea to open this thing up, but John really wants whatever's in there.
God.
So it'd
Jesus
be really
Christ.
stupid to do that, so I'm not going to do that.
Let's curse ourselves. Woo.
Yep.
I think it would only be Thorin who gets cursed here because he is the only one who's trying to open this.
Let's have
Well-
Thorn curse
well-
himself. Woo.
Well, partly I thought it was like a secret passageway because the name was etched out. But the other part of me is like, there's got to be something cool in there if it's not the other thing.
That is, yeah, supposed to be the final resting place of Mazur Bul.
Well, we either find a way through this, or we, I don't know, set up a dome in front of that door and hope that it keeps things out.
I mean, nothing's coming out of that well, so I think that's not a bad idea. Some
I
of
would
us are pretty
prefer to
exhausted.
rest. I would prefer to rest on the other side of that cave in, personally, says Vistra.
Do you know if there's a good way to get around it? You've told us a couple times that dwarves are pretty good at stoneworking.
We are, but unless you've got some sort of magic or something that can deal with it, all I know is the old-fashioned way. As she kind of picks up a rock and chucks it.
Starts picking things up with
Behind her.
astral arms.
Is there any... So if there's a bunch of collapsed stone in here, is there any, earth underneath it? Is any of this rubble earth?
This is all worked stone.
Vistra, I think it's going to take us a lot longer to get on the other side of this than it would just be to set up a dome.
No. Alright, move back.
What?
Move back from there. I'm going to see about just exploding as much of it as I can with what magic I have left.
Well, hang on. If we explode it and we get through, are we going to be able to make it cave back in behind us? Because they're going to hear it, obviously.
Anything that can hear worth a damn already knows we're here. And I'll give Trevok a look.
Yeah, that's a good.
He's kind of sheepishly
Frankly,
like.
there's... Unless you want me to spend a pretty good chunk of magic tomorrow morning, or tomorrow after we rest, then there's no way we're caving this back in behind us. If there's, a secret passage out of this room that we could take, then that would be ideal. But I think the only, as
What
far as
about
I
up
know,
here?
the only one of those.
What about up here?
That's
Is
not
that-
a. That's not a. That's
That's
not
not a
a.
thing.
No, that's not a way
Never
out.
mind.
I mean, if I were defending this place, then I'd have at least one passage.
Can I look
in
for
or
secret
out,
passages?
but-
I could
Make
Okay,
try
an
and
investigation check. Make an investigation check, Mo.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You do not find any secret passages. You get the sense that that well might have been not an actual well, but another way in and out of this room.
Wow.
Well, there were a whole lot of goblins trying to murder us through it. I stand by what I did.
Hey,
Well,
I stand by it too.
dungeon delve over. Let's go. We can't.
Great move.
Game over. It was a good try.
What were you saying, Artemis?
I mean, if we have a path forward somewhere, I can also try to help block it with an erupting earth behind us.
That probably is our best bet.
But we need to get forward first.
Yep.
So
We have
Dom
to get
will-
through. Vistris says, I don't think you understand. And she pulls out the map and lays it out. And says, we have to get through there. We don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Right,
So we're working
which
on
is
it.
what
Let's
we're
go.
working on. All right.
Well, it seems
Continues
like
pulling
Dom
out
will,
the beefy arms. Whoosh.
it seems like
Okay.
Dom will you doing that erupting earth thing get us across, and then Artemis
You guys
were to
are-
do it the other way, and then we just set up the dome and take a rest.
What was that you were trying to say, Bill?
I was gonna say you guys are like right in this. This is the chamber that
Yep.
you are.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, move back from the thing. I'm gonna blow it up first and save us some time.
Right.
Oh,
All right. So Donald, here's what we're gonna do. Since you're trying to
Okay.
do a very specific thing, I'm gonna have you roll a. And anybody who has any stuff that wants to buff you or anything like that, they can. You can't get an assist, but if they have any other ways that they'd like to buff you, they can. But you're gonna make an ability check with your spell casting ability modifier.
Mhm.
The DC is going to be 20 for you to successfully use this correctly in order to fix your issue and not make it worse.
Great. Okay. Can I guidance myself first?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. That's something.
But you all see that Donald is preparing to like do this thing that requires concentration and focus. And if any of you have any sort of buffs or anything you want to give him, now would be the time.
I don't really have anything in the way of buffs.
Nor do I.
If I can aid in any way, I will use the aid action, but I don't think I.
Typical wizard, only concerned with himself.
I think the only person who could realistically like aid with
We have a
this would
bard.
we have a troubadour who
Yeah, he's
does
not-
not have
Goddamn.
bardic
Yeah.
inspiration.
Goddamn.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
troubadour
Artemis-
can't give out
Artemis-
inspiration, right?
No. Artemis might be able to help because he can actually cast this spell.
Does he have a spell slot of that level left?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, I've got a third and a fourth left.
Do you have it prepared?
I do.
You could also cast it and make a check, your own check.
My check would be at disadvantage, so I think that's more likely to make things worse.
Not that you would know that mechanically, but no, I'm just fucking. That's fine. No, that's not. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have 2 third-level slots
What
left.
you waiting for, boy?
Could I like conjure my floating disc and maybe help move it or angle it in such a way that when the rubble starts falling, I can kind of use the disc to guide it a little bit?
Make an Arcana check, or just a so it'll be just a actually it'll be just a straight intelligence check. It'll be your spellcasting ability modifier.
Without proficiency, right?
Yeah.
16.
16. Yeah, I'll allow you to do that to assist.
Okay. So give me 10 minutes because I've got to ritually cast this disc, and maybe I can kind of help shovel some
Alright.
of this rubble around.
Alrighty. And then if the erupting earths don't quite do it, I've still got the scroll of stone shape as well.
Oh, you got a stone scape? You didn't keep that, Artemis?
No, I'm not gonna hoard everything.
I get it. Hey. So you begin casting your ritual for the floating disc. As Donald, you kind of examine the collapse to try and see where the best way to place this spell would be. The 10 minutes goes by. It is a kind of pucker clutching 10 minutes, as you're not sure if there's going to be if the orcs are going to return and with greater numbers or what's going to go on, but it appears for at the moment like they have let you be as you're able to finish your ritual, Artemis.
All right, ready when you are.
Alrighty. Well, let's try this. So this is the same modifier as just my flat wisdom, but it'll actually automatically do the guidance. Yeah. Ooh, fuck yeah!
Damn.
Didn't even need the guidance. You you tell me what happens.
So Donal spends a minute or two after Artemis finishes setting up his disc, just calculating and recalculating in his head, and then he picks a point and just spends a few moments concentrating on it. He mutters in Sylvan a couple of times, and the 2 little Phallites start spinning around him. And then he slams his. He slams
one of them says, a little more to the left, a little more to the left.
I'm going to the left. Shut up. And then he slams his staff on the ground and shouts, "Open!" And the rubble, as much of the rubble as he can get, just explodes outward from the door, clearing a path.
Excellent. And the path is cleared. Bishra says, yes, let's get through here, and then maybe you could do another one of those well, we don't want to collapse it behind us. We need to come back this way.
We do.
We should send word to someone, though, that the
chamber is fallen?
I mean, yes, they'll need to send someone to retake it.
I can help with that once we're in a safer spot.
Excellent. as she says, "Should we get going?"
Yeah, let's go.
As she leads you through the. Does anybody look super like pretty rough or like worse than bloodied?
Oh yeah, this is probably the point I should be asking that too, huh?
Good.
I've still got 1 temp hit point.
Nice. Mel, you got shot a bunch of times, right?
Yeah,
How you
Mel.
looking?
How
Yep.
you looking?
About I think it was at like 26.
She's
Have a cure
Vistra's.
wounds.
Hey, don't. Vistra asked first. Put that cure wounds back in your pocket, because Vistra's gonna say, "Hey, well fought," and she kind of just puts a hand on your shoulder, and it glows with that silver mercurial light, and you heal 20 hit points.
Thanks.
Thanks for scouting ahead before. You remember to check the ceiling?
Yeah.
It's gonna be harder in this room, and as you guys emerge, she says, "Let me risk a bit more light." As her sword begins to glow, and the light begins to stretch out a bit, as she says, "These are the halls of our fathers." And this huge expanse of a room opens up with these enormous supporting pillars as what is essentially city blocks that just expand out beyond sight. The pillars stretching up to a height, to a ceiling that you can't even see. You can see little openings and homes. Each pillar is wide enough as like a skyscraper as you come in to this massive, enormous, uh, uh, beautifully carved subterranean metropolis. That is as quiet as
A tomb.
a tomb.
Holy shit.
This is incredible.
This is actually pretty nice.
That's where we'll pick things up next week.
All right.
Ew.
Ayo.
I made it.
Hope you guys enjoyed that little combat.
Oh dear.
A little hectic. A little
Fucking
hectic.
cave troll.
Well, happened exactly as I was hoping and planning that it would.
Thank you all for joining us, chat. We should be back next week.
Yeah.
I especially like the part where an entire wave worth of orcs just failed their saves and died.
Yeah.
That was great.
Just once. Not just
Hot
once.
damn.
Twice.
Like 8 or
Twice.
9 of the fuckers.
Wall of fire. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good spell right there.
Mhm, mhm.
Aiming
It's
clutch.
the beauty. It's the beauty of playing a druid. I don't know what spells you're taking with you on any given day. If you didn't prepare that one, who knows how that would have gone.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
But I had a lot of fun coming up with that.
Oh yeah,
I figured.
that was great.
Yeah, good times.
Going forward, you shouldn't recognize anything. I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
What?
Y'all, I'm gonna send you to my friend
You mean
Corona.
there's not
who's
going
nice
to be a
enough to send me a raid
Balrog
last night.
chasing us at level 7?
Fellow D&D'er, fellow VRChat roleplayer.
I didn't
Currently
say
doing
that.
some VRChat roleplay, I
Can neither
believe.
confirm nor deny until I speak with the
Well,
Secretary of Defense.
certainly, Certainly
Thank you
not
very
a
much. Let me-
Balrog, anyway. I believe they have a
Please
different
send him
name
some
in,
love.
canon.
Yes,
Until next time,
Baylors.
which will probably be Friday.
Now
From
Baylor,
Misty
on the
Shore.
other hand, yeah, that'll
Till
be
then,
chasing.
you all stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Bye bye.
But anyway,
Next time.
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and flat